37 laps complete in Richmond. May 19th, the stars come out for the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race. New format, and you'll see it all live right here on Speed. The all-or-nothing $1 million brawl, the greatest all-star event in sports, and only on Speed. We're under caution for the second time tonight. Watch Nick Smith go up in smoke.
Nick was involved in that earlier incident right at the start of the race. So it looks like it's going to be terminal.
Tony Stewart is your race leader. Pit road is open. Few takers, of course, and don't forget they will get a break in lap 50. We're right now at halfway. There's Nick Smith's car that's rolled to a stop in the garage area. Greg Edwards started on pole. He's running second. He and C.E. Falk are feuding after an incident in the season opener at Langley earlier this month. And there is, I like the back bumper Darrell Wallace's car, Bob, where it says stay back 200 feet. Yeah, right.
I tell you what, Darrell Wallace Jr., he's one of those kids that we're going to hear his name about a lot in our future. In fact, he said on the Race Hub this week, he says, you know, they asked him about running with the Cup competitors, and he said, yeah, they're all right. I like them in my rearview mirror. But on the left-hand side from Cherryfield, Maine, the four-time NASCAR K&N Pro Series East champion, Andy Santerre. He is coaching Darrell Wallace Jr. here, and I spoke to Andy just a minute ago, and he said we might have missed up on the setup on this race car just a little bit. We're going to have to make some changes at this lap 50 break, but don't count out the guy that we call Bubba Wallace in that 76 car, Hermie.
Well, Denny, not the ending you wanted to your foundation race. Last year, a storybook finish. Tell us what happened on the racetrack and what eventually put you out.
Well, we didn't qualify that good, and that put us kind of right in the middle of the hornet's nest. And, you know, really, I checked up to not get hit, and I ended up spinning, and someone came around and it clipped the nose, got the tire, and whatever it is, the steering got all jacked up, and it wasn't worth me. It was vibrating pretty bad. I don't want a wheel to fall off or blow out, and then the next thing you know, it's bad for everyone. So shame it had to go that way, but still, it's just one of those things that happens in racing. Now we'll see if those guys in the booth have an extra seat for me. I'd like to come up there and watch the rest of the race.
And they said, please come on up, get up there as soon as possible. Right. Denny Hamlin's on the way to you guys.
All right. Thanks, Hermie. We'll welcome him for the second half of this event. 39 complete. And it's a smoke show. Tony Stewart out in front for charity. Things heat up when NASCAR Fast Friday on Speed revs up in Richmond. 7 hours of live coverage you can't see anywhere else. NASCAR Fast Friday gets rolling tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, right here on Speed. There's an area here, you see the crowd on the front stretch, but there's an area that we jokingly last year called the Kevin Harvick Reserved Outdoor Suite, which was set up by one of the fellows who works for him who goes by the Twitter handle of Mother Function. He is doing a little sheet time this weekend. Want to wish him well and a speedy recovery. But you can see there's a whole bunch of assorted Dylans and otherwise that are really enjoying it out there. And an Ambrose.
Yeah, there's Marcus watching Ben Rhodes, who has now made his way up to the 8th spot, doing a nice job. Right behind Joey Logano. He's gotten by Kyle Busch.
Denny Hamlin wants to come join us, and Marcus wanted to get as far away from here as he could get.
He literally is as far away from the booth as he can be.
All right, 42 down, 33 to go, and there will be a break 8 laps from now for the drivers to be able to stop and make adjustments. Stewart's led 11 laps. Greg Edwards has led the rest of this one. 1 to go. We'll go back to green. Competition caution coming at lap 50.
Curtis Markham's going to get a free pass in the 4 car. Jeff Burton's in a great spot. We'll be restarting inside row number 2 in the 31 car.
So the Sears Sand and Gravel Ford on the outside of Tony Stewart's JD Byrider machine. That's a Chevrolet, of course. Jeff Burton in 3rd, Brandon Butler 4th, Darrell Wallace, Monteith in 6th, Logano from 10th up to 7th, Rhodes, King, and Kyle Busch the top 10. Then Braden and Falk, Bassett and Rodenbeck, Campbell and Fittipaldi. Going to be 6 laps to the competition caution as we go back to green, and Stewart sets sail.
Good. 4 wide going in turn number 1.
5 wide for a second. Wow. Boy, Wallace got kind of shuffled backwards on that one. Ending up 9th. Logano side by side for 6. Nope, drops into 7th and gives the spot up to Ambrose driver and the Rhodes in the 91.
Ben Rhodes doing a nice job.
He is.
There's C.E. Falk in the 40 car and the 51 of Kyle Busch.
Clint King got up there and into the side of Wallace, roughing him up just a little bit. And now we're single file through about the top 10.
Clint King will be doing double duty. He will be going to Salem, Indiana to run the ARCA Racing Series event this weekend.
Side by side for 5th place. And it's Rhodes coming forward.
Marcus is doing a nice job coaching from over there in turn number 3, isn't he?
Sure is. Ben Rhodes got one of the quickest cars on the racetrack with that 91.
Nice pickup from his 13th place starting position.
He was the 2nd fastest car on track last lap. And fastest this lap. Jeff Burton now going to work on Edwards for 2nd place.
Greg pulls over, gives him some room. He knows we're very, very close to the break. It's going to be right around lap number 50 as we've completed 49 laps. 48 laps. We're on the 49th lap.
And Jeff Burton in that brand new late model sets sail for Stewart. Here's Rhodes. He is looking to the inside of Brandon Butler. And makes the pass for 4th.
Boy, a nice job by that young man. 15 years old, Marcus told us.
Unbelievable.
It's amazing how much talent has been assembled here in Richmond, Virginia tonight.
I like Marcus' advice for him for this year. Just grow up a little. You know, have some fun, grow up a little, then we'll see. Jason White in the 23 battling the 1 of Pietro Fittipaldi. And caution is out. This will be the competition yellow. And we go back to the last completed lap with Tony Stewart leading Jeff Burton by half a second. Edwards, Rhodes, and Butler, the top 5. Welcome back to the Denny Hamlin Short Track Showdown. Pit road is open. We're in the competition caution. And here's a little look at what's happened so far. Lap 1 going off into turn 1. Nick Smith gets into the 58 and turns him around. Denny Hamlin spun and missed it, but somebody caught him. Tony Stewart went for the lead and took it from Greg Edwards.
Nick Smith went up in smoke to bring out the caution flag.
And then we race clean and green until this 5-minute competition yellow. Tony Stewart taking the lead and Jeff Burton closing in when we got to the caution. Denny Hamlin, as promised, joins us up here in the booth. Welcome. Sorry it was a short night for you. My gosh.
Yeah, very short. You know, last year we did the same exact thing. Actually, we spun on the backstretch on the first lap and figured out a way to come back and win. But unfortunately, this year it just had too much damage. But I'm excited to see it from up here and see this battle of the Cup guys versus the local superstars here.
But it's a great event. Most importantly, we're going to raise some money tonight.
Yeah, that's what's awesome about it is the weather gave us a break today, and so we're very grateful for that. And, everyone from the Denny Hamlin Foundation helped put this event on. It's so great to see all the turnout here from the fans, and you look right there at the website, DennyHamlinFoundation.org. You can make a donation right there through that phone number. And you know, for us, this is about giving back. You know, we're out here having fun, but it's about giving back to these charities.
All right, we'll talk a little more about that in a bit. First down to Bob for pit stops.
Greg Edwards led this race early. He's running third right now. He's a home track favorite at Langley Speedway. You've been running with Tony Stewart and Jeff Burton. What's that like, Greg?
Man, that's a blast. Those guys are they're really clean racers, and I got a little bit tight there. I saw Tony coming, and I didn't hold him back. I figured I could follow his line, and he started showing me something there at the end. He's making a higher entrance into 3 and slowing it down, getting off 2. So I try to, you know, just imitate what they're doing and try to follow them. Man, I'm just learning. I've been enjoying it. I mean, those guys are class acts, Jeff Burton and Tony Stewart. It's fun to race with them. They're really clean. Man, I can't wait to see if we can get this thing a little better and see if I can go up there and pass them back.
Track bar adjustment for Greg Edwards in the 3014.
Well, thank you, Bob. Jeff Burton, you've driven your way up to second. I think it's shaping up with a battle between you and Tony Stewart. Assess your car and what kind of changes are you guys making in this break?
Well, we probably need to turn just a little bit better. Our rear grip on the exit's really good, so we're contemplating trying to free it up some. To beat Tony, we're going to have to turn a little better, so we got to go for it. What we got to lose?
That's Jeff Burton. He is going to try to make a few adjustments to try to track down Tony Stewart. Bob?
Tony Stewart, the class of the field so far, but Jeff Burton looking good as well. We're going to stick our mic inside the cockpit here. Tony, how are things shaping up, and you worried about Jeff Burton coming your way?
Yeah, I am. I mean, Jeff's pretty good in these things, so, you know, I think he just kind of laid back there for a while and then started running hard. So, you know, we got a pretty good JD Byrider Chevy here, so just try to keep running the pace here. I mean, it's only 25 laps this time, so it's half the distance, so we can run a little bit harder at the beginning, but you got to still make sure you keep the tires on it.
Tony Stewart loves short track racing. Hermie, it's like a dash for cash now for Stewart.
Well, it is a dash for cash, and the driver that needs to try to make his way back up to the front is Kyle Busch. Kyle, what's going on with your race car, and what kind of changes are you guys making?
Leaving it up to the crew chief, but, you know, just real tight getting into the center, and then a little loose leaving, not bad, but just doesn't seem to want to go down the straightaway very well. So ill handling in a straight line. But AMF Camry's fun to drive. These things are cool. You know, they're fast around here at Richmond. So thank all of our friends at All Metal Fabricators.
That's Kyle Busch. He is outside the top 10 there, looking to make a run in the final 25 laps.
They call him Bubba Wallace, and right now he's running in the 8th spot. Andy Santerre and the boys making some changes on this car. How many changes they need to make to get you back up front?
We need to make quite a few changes. We were good at the beginning and then got tight in the center, just kept falling off. So we were trying to salvage what we had, and luckily we have a break to come here and make some changes. So guys are working hard. We should be back on the ground here soon and go back at it and go for the win. I'm definitely got to redeem myself from earlier.
Darrell Wallace Jr. looking for another victory here at Richmond.
Thanks, Bob. Denny, tell us about the difference between sliding around in these cars on bias pilot tires in a late model compared to the cars we'll see Saturday night.
Oh, these cars just have so much more forgive in them with the bias ply tires. With low horsepower, aerodynamics is not as big of a factor here with these late model cars. So what you try to do is you set up your car just as free as you can possibly have it. Since you don't have a lot of horsepower, you've got to make sure you're in the gas more than the next guy. That's when we won a lot of races back in 2002 and 2003. We were just looser than everyone else. We were just able to stand it. But one guy I'm definitely looking at is Ben Rhodes in the 91. You look at his fast lap here, it's almost a half a second slower than those guys in front of him, but it looks like he's made his move towards the front. That means he's got a really good car in the long run.
That is Marcus Ambrose's car, and they're up to 4th place. Tony Stewart and Jeff Burton are the leaders at the break. 25 laps to go in Richmond.